What's going on? So welcome to another video. I know I haven't posted in well over a week, but I've just been so busy with making changes to my own business. So if you're new here, my name is Mark Murphy, and about 6 months ago now I started my social media marketing agency. And in the other videos I've mentioned that I was doing all kind of different services for people, but now I'm focusing more on the advertising side of things because that's what I kind of enjoy doing, and you can really show your return on ad spend and return on investment rather than just managing pages and stuff like that. So over the last week, I was just up the walls busy dropping some old clients and taking on some new clients to do social media advertising for. And this big kind of switch up was just taking up a lot of time. So trying to create content for YouTube was just not top of my priority list. But saying that, now I'm kind of getting back on track, so I'm going to try to stay consistent with the posting and just keep you up to date with what's going on with my own business. So what I've been doing now for the last few weeks is just focusing on the four main ways you can do outreach. And in my opinion, the four ways you can do outreach are warm outreach, cold outreach, paid ads, and content. So I've been trying to have a mix of these through my business the whole time I've been doing it, but just staying consistent with it is the real issue, because once you start doing one, then the other starts to slack, and it just kind of, there's a lot of back and forth with it. So I started out with the cold outreach was my main way of getting business at the start, and it is good, but you just have to do so much of it to try and get these customers because they don't know you and you don't know them. So just, I've been doing a lot of, like, I used to do a lot of cold calls, and I have been doing a lot of LinkedIn outreach, trying to do it that way. But I felt kind of like I even get a lot of these messages now offering services for my own business, and I rarely reply to them. So like, after getting these messages, I can only imagine how many bigger business owners get and how little they respond to them. So I kind of slowed down on this kind of method because it wasn't really working for me. So I'm kind of focusing more on using my connections on LinkedIn to try and get into different businesses and stuff like that. So I've kind of been searching up businesses that I want to contact and seeing if I know anyone who is connected with the person who runs the business or who follows the page or works for the business. So you can kind of get a warm introduction that way, rather than just going out cold and trying to get someone to buy your service. And I don't want to come across too salesy either. So doing this, I'm generally just asking for a chat with the person rather than trying to sell them my service, trying to understand why they haven't been using social media advertising or if they've tried it and what went wrong. And from this, then I'm going to try kind of, it might come up in conversation, oh, would you mind trying that for me and stuff like that. So it's going to be a kind of a different technique, really. And I've been kind of connecting with people every day and trying to up my connections because I've been posting content on LinkedIn, and I'm trying to build authority on LinkedIn by posting about what I'm doing, so social media advertising. And doing this, if you connect with people and you don't message them straight away and they start seeing your content, and eventually then it might come a period where they need some social media advertising in their business, and then your name comes into their head because they've seen your content and they've seen that you know what you're doing. So just building this authority up through just posting content, which is the next step, another way you can get clients. So I've been trying to push out a good bit of content, but as I've been so busy with getting new clients and kind of dropping old ones and making the changes in my business, I've been struggling to stay up to date with it. And like, it's all about just setting a scheduling plan. So at the start of the month now, I'm going to be go very strict with it for the month of May, and I'm going to be posting regularly 3 times a week or maybe 4 times a week on LinkedIn. And I'm also going to start posting a lot more on my Instagram agency page, a lot of reels and stuff like that. And I'm looking for a reels editor. If there's anyone out there watching this video, I'd I'd really appreciate it if you want to reach out to me on Instagram at markmurphy23 or leave a comment below and we can get in touch, and I'd really appreciate if someone would reach out to me. Then I also tried a bit of paid advertising as well to see how that would work for my business, as that's what I'm doing, so I'm kind of practicing what I preach really. And I was getting some bit of traction, but not as much. Well, I know how it works. Like the first week or two, the first months really can be very slow because Meta is just kind of understanding what's working and what's not. It's understanding targeting options and all that. So I just gonna have to give that side of things time, and I have the capital now to invest a bit more into doing that. So I'm gonna kick the ads off again on the 1st of May, and keep up with the content, keep up with the warm outreach, and I might try a bit of cold outreach, but I just think, I don't know, it's just too oversaturated now because everyone's trying to do it. So I'm just trying to do different ways of trying to get clients, because like you want to stand out from the crowd and you don't want to be like everyone else. So that's kind of my goal now at the moment, and that's where I'm at. And I have 6 clients for social media advertising, and I'm going to just keep that steady now for the next week or so, and I'm going to try get another few. And I've also been including in my offer just like a post a week on social media from myself, like on their page, because I just think that having like some bit of activity on their page is quite necessary when you're running ads. Because if someone goes and clicks on and there's nothing on their page, they're just not gonna. It's a lot harder to get them to click on to the next link and go onto the website and see what's going on there. So I've obviously doing that at an extra cost, but I'm outsourcing that, so it's not really costing me any more of my time, which is what I need more of now rather than just doing the services. I'm kind of outsourcing that side of things, and eventually I'm going to try outsource when I get a good media buyer. So if there's any media buyers out there, I'm also looking for that to come join me and do some work with me, and I'd be happy to. You can reach out to me on Instagram at markmurphy23, and I'm open to any conversations with people who are looking to get in or who have experience. That you need to have experience, that's one thing in getting good results for people. So reach out to me on Instagram if you're a Meta media buyer, and I'd appreciate that. One struggle that I've struggled with since the start is just balancing work and content. Like I like posting on YouTube, trying to just build up a bit of an audience and help people out who are just kind of getting into the SMMA world and trying to make money online, because I knew how difficult it was at the start to get started and get that first bit of money in the door. And once you kind of get through that stage and you realize that it's possible to make some money online, it gets a lot easier after that, and you get a bit of confidence once that first invoice comes in, and it's just uphill from there. But it's constantly changing for me still, and every day is just different. But that's the joys of it really. Starting your own business, it's not going to be easy, like, but I do enjoy it. But like some days I'd be sick of it and you feel like giving up, but yeah, that's how it goes, I suppose. But yeah, now for the month of May, I'm just gonna go very hard with these 4 strategies, just pushing them out on every way I can, and just staying up to date with it, and just staying on top of everything. Because once you fall behind in one thing, it just snowball effect happens, and it just knocks on to the next thing and to the next thing, and then you get behind in everything, and then that's when the kind of stress starts to kick in because you start falling behind. And what I've learned is that like you can be comfortable with your clients, but I think you should always be trying to reach out to people, even if you have a load of clients. Always be having these conversations and just kind of making connections, because you never know what can happen if you decide to change your course and you go a different way, like I just did, and I had to drop a few clients. You want to have that option to get another few clients in the other service that you're offering. So it's just kind of, you just got to be always doing I think the four pillars of outreach, because you never know what is going to happen really. So like from my own experience, I've realized that it's never a straight road, and it's just it's always changing, and it's just like you feel like you're gonna be set with one thing and you're gonna do this for the next year or two, and then in a matter of weeks you're just like, okay, I'm completely changing course, and you go a completely different direction. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because every time I've changed direction, I've learned so much from the weeks prior or the months prior even, of what to do and how to do it better, and kind of getting, it's all about systems, I've realized as well. And I knew this at the start, but I didn't realize how important they were. Like, if you can, when you start off, if you can be so strict with what you do down to the second, like, and if you can just plan your days out and you can just have structure around everything, even if you're organizing your computer and you're having your files in play and stuff like that, just have everything systemized, because it just makes everything so much easier. How you do one thing is how you do everything, really. So having this structure in play is just so clinical in every aspect of your business. And I'm still learning as I go, and I'm learning new things every single day. And I'm no expert, as I said before, but I've managed to keep clients for the last while and change what I'm doing and try all different areas. So I actually have learned a lot. So I'm going to keep sharing what I'm doing here, and I'll stay more consistent with the videos now because I'm back on track. And I had a bit of a bumpy path there now for the last week or so, because I was just making some changes, as I've said. But I'm going to stay consistent with posting here because I want to share my experience with you, for people who are just starting out and want to get that first bit of money online. And if possible, you can maybe stop your 9 to 5 and start working for yourself. And you just, I don't know, I never really wanted to work a 9 to 5, so I knew I wanted to do some form of business, and it just happened to be this. And I don't think I'm going to be doing social media marketing forever, but it is a good stepping stone, because like, if I wanted to say start my own ecom business now, I'd have a lot of experience between making websites, funnels, doing all this, doing all the social media side of things, all the marketing. And I think I'd be able to replicate that perfectly if I started my own business selling something. But I'm not sure what I'd have to pick a product that I'd be passionate about and that I had a bit of meaning to me, rather than just picking something random and doing some form of drop shipping or something like that. I just wouldn't have any interest in doing. So if you're interested, feel free to follow along, like and subscribe. And as I said, you can reach out to me on Instagram at markmurphy23. And if you want to kind of learn more about those 4 outreach methods I just mentioned, so warm outreach, cold outreach, paid ads, and content, I can kind of show you what I'm doing and how it's working for me and what's not working and what I tried, and just kind of a bit of everything, really. So yeah, I'll stay more consistent with the videos, but thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you during the week.